All right, I'm going to share with you a book that is what I would call an oldie but a goodie. And this is one of my childhood favorites, and it's called Pretzel. And it's about a little dachshund, of course, named Pretzel. And you're going to see that I have at my side Frodo, who is also a real live dachshund. So we'll see if Frodo could sit still throughout the story, Pretzel. Now, Pretzel was written by the author Margaret Ray, who, if you notice, that was the author of the Curious George series, Pretzel. And here we have the title page, Pretzel. One morning in May, 5 little dachshunds were born. One of them was Pretzel. They grew up the way puppies do, and they all looked exactly alike the first few weeks. Pretzel, Paul, Patricia, Priscilla, Percival. But after 9 weeks, Pretzel suddenly started growing. And growing, and growing. He grew much longer than any of his brothers and sisters. By looking at the illustration, you can certainly see which one was Pretzel, can't you? And when he was fully grown, he had become the longest dachshund in all the world. Pretzel was very pleased with himself because it is very distinguished for a dachshund to be so long. What do you think, Frodo? Do you think that Pretzel looks distinguished? What do you think distinguished means anyway? That's right, it means to be important. When he was 1 year old, a dachshund is grown up at that age, he won the blue ribbon at the dog show, which means that everybody considered him the best looking dog of all. What do you think? Look at the other dogs in the illustration. Do you think Pretzel's the best looking dog of all? You think my little Frodo is the best looking dog of all? All the dogs admired him, and all the people admired him. Now think about that word admired. What does that word admired mean anyway? Sure. It means they liked. So all the dogs admired him. Only Greta didn't. Look at her. Her body language just says it all, doesn't she? Only Greta didn't. Greta was the little dachshund from across the street. Pretzel was in love with her and wanted to marry her. But Greta just laughed at him. "I don't care for long dogs," she said. "But it is very distinguished to be so long, and I won the blue ribbon at the dog show," said Pretzel. "I still don't care," said Greta. Pretzel was hurt, but he did not show it. "Please marry me," he said, "and I will do anything for you." "Prove it," said Greta, and she went away. Now we know that word prove because we've had that as a vocabulary word, haven't we? Remember, the word prove means to show that that is true. Prove it, said Greta. So Pretzel went out to prove it. He brought Greta a nice big bone. Thanks for the big bone, said Greta. But I won't marry you for that. I don't care for long dogs. And she ate the bone and forgot all about Pretzel. Do you think Greta's doing the right thing? I don't think she is either. Pretzel had to try something else. He gave her the lovely green rubber ball that he had been given for his birthday. Thank you, said Greta. But I still won't marry you because I don't care for long dogs. Besides, everybody can get presents. And she ran away with the ball. Scrap, are you photobombing? Look what I can do. Nobody except me can do that, said Pretzel when they met again. What do you notice about what Pretzel's showing her? Sure, Pretzel is forming his body into the shape of a pretzel. I'll bet that's why he got that name, don't you think? And this is what he did. Not bad, said Greta. Your name certainly fits you. But I like the pretzels at the baker's better. And I still don't care for long dogs. Pretzel was very unhappy. Some weeks had passed, and Greta hadn't even spoken to Pretzel. Oh, look at Frodo. He's even sad for Pretzel. He can't even raise his head. He's so sad for poor Pretzel. Greta hadn't even spoken to Pretzel. One day, while she was playing with her green ball, it had bounced away. Greta had tried to catch it, and boomps! What kind of word is boomps? That's right, that's onomatopoeia, isn't it? They both landed in a hole. Oh no. What do you think's going to happen next? Poor Greta. Oh, she's stuck. Greta tried to get out of the hole, but she just couldn't. It was much too deep. She was terribly scared. If nobody came to save her, she might never, Oh, that's right. That means more to come. Just then, Pretzel's face appeared over the edge of the hole. Oh, look. Greta has cried so hard and so long. She's created a pool of tears. But Pretzel has appeared. Think. What do you think Pretzel's going to do? What's going to happen next? Let's see. Use the picture to make your prediction. Oh, look at that long body of pretzels. I'll get you out of there, he shouted. He had watched Greta all the time, and now he had rushed to help her. How good that Pretzel was so long. What do you notice he's doing? Frodo, what do you think of Pretzel? He's long just like you. You have special talents too. Yes, kisses for the special talents. Yes, you good boy. I believe you saved my life. You are wonderful, said Greta with a sigh. Will you marry me now? Asked Pretzel. I will, said Greta, but not for your length. Now think, if Greta's not marrying Pretzel for his length, what do you think that Gretel has agreed to marry Pretzel for? That's right, I'll bet it's for his kindness and his good thinking and his problem-solving skills and for the way that he loves Greta. So they kissed each other. And got married. Look at all of the different types of dogs that have come to watch their wedding. And one morning in May, 5 little dachshunds were born. This story ends the same way it started. I think I would call this a circle story, wouldn't you? So what do you think? Do you think these puppies will have a long puppy like Pretzel? Do you think that long puppy will do some extraordinary acts like Pretzel did? Do you think he will find the love of his life like Greta? What do you think the lesson is in this story, Pretzel? What do you think, Frodo? Do you think you could perform some extraordinary acts like this? Well, say goodbye to the children. Say you'll see Mrs. Drudy tomorrow. Boys and girls, enjoy the rest of your e-learning day. Thank you for listening.